Melody Patry is the Senior Advocacy Officer at Index on Censorship. She joins me now live from London. Melody, lots of bad news, but let's start with a little bit of good news. I noticed from the Index that there's been an improvement, in fact, in some countries, especially online, in countries like India and Brazil.
Oh, actually, I wouldn't say an improvement. I mean, there's been an improvement in the access to the internet. More people have access to the internet, so more people are getting online. But at the same time, the crackdown on social media, for example, has been very severe in India and in Brazil. Some bloggers or some just users of Facebook and Twitter have been sentenced to jail or have faced prosecution charges for intimidation charges, so it's a mixed picture.
A few countries have adopted new laws, haven't they, especially online when it comes to free speech. Does that make bloggers and tweeters more responsible for what they post?
Well, it depends which countries and it depends which laws. 2 weeks ago, Brazil adopted Marco Civil, which is called the Internet Bill of Rights, and which actually protects bloggers and intermediaries who post content online or who host content online. But at the same time, a few countries have adopted repressive laws that implement criminalization of free speech online, which is, of course, which sets a bad precedent, because it means that when you post something on Facebook or when you write a post on your blog, you can then face criminal charges for what you say.
What's the situation in countries like Russia or China and Turkey, which we've heard a lot about as they try to ban Twitter there?
Absolutely, where Twitter is back now in Turkey, but YouTube is still banned, and it's very concerning. The crackdown on social media has been very severe in Russia, in China, of course, because China still implements filtering and blocking policy that prevent lots of content from being accessible to Chinese citizens. And in Turkey, it's particularly concerning because it didn't used to be the case. The recent Twitter ban, even though now it's been lifted, was sent a clear message to the population. It calls for self-censorship, and it's a clear attempt against freedom of expression, against the possibility for not only journalists but general citizens to express their views and share their opinions online.
Press Freedom Day here. Has social media, do you think, helped bring attention to the detention of the Al Jazeera journalists in Egypt?
Well, there's been a very relatively successful campaign in support and in solidarity with the Al Jazeera staff currently detained in Egypt. There's been a hashtag, a few media organizations, but also human rights organizations have posted photos asking for the release of Al Jazeera staff. The hashtag was trending on Twitter for a few days. So clearly social media helps vehiculate information, and especially with these kind of campaigns when you're trying to raise awareness on what's happening. The objective of the campaign, the free aging staff, was aimed at putting pressure not only on the Egyptian authorities, but also was to raise awareness and to show solidarity with those journalists currently detained.
Melody Patry, thanks for joining us.